Oh wait, Roger, what's the surface temperature?
Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
this thing fucking working finally? Jesus Christ. I haven't streamed in a while. I'm trying to get everything working. Can you guys hear me? Let me see it. Is it working in the Discord finally? Here. Hello, hello. Is it working?
Yes, sir.
I think I can hear it now. Okay, I gotta turn off my own YouTube that I've been watching to see if it's working. All right, cool. Let's get to it, guys. So it's been a nice little break. Haven't honestly been doing much except trading meme coins the last month or so, and it's been a nice break from everything else since we basically caught the bottom here, and we just held. We've held a lot of our spots still. Not really too worried. This is exactly, if you go back on YouTube and look at some of the older videos, this is what I was talking about. Like, this is when we have the third tap here. I said to get long, and it's been 1, 2, 3 months, 4 months, maybe 4 months ago since I made like a really in-depth high time frame video, and it's been nice to just see how this has played out. Like we had a amazing month in November. I remember like September, August is when I was saying to get long in the market. And now I think we're gonna retrace a little bit and fill this candle of this crazy November month that we had. And that's going to be the next area where I'm going to start streaming a little more and try to get some plans put together for myself and everybody else on what the next step is, what I want to get in, what I'm going to add to on this dip, and go from there. A lot of the leverage positions I have taken, I mean, over 50% on almost all of them. And there's a few of them I'm running like 25% left of original position, and I'll probably try to compound it and add to those for continuation higher, because I personally don't think the bull market's over. So many people are already bitching because we're having a little bit of a retrace. In the Discord, I said maybe a week or two ago now that on the monthly, I want to see this monthly candle close, and then the January monthly candle sweep this monthly low here into this fair value gap, and then from there on a high time frame we will be set up to move higher on total market cap. And total market cap, for most of you probably know this. If you don't, you should. It's all of crypto combined into one chart with the total market cap. I mean, it's very simple. It's in the name. But if we can sweep into this monthly fair value gap on total, into this monthly support level, I mean, look at that monthly support level. It is picture perfect. If we can sweep into this and we keep a candle close above that, yeah, it might be devastating to a lot of people in the next month or so. Like, who knows? Maybe something happens with the U.S. inauguration for president. I don't know. But I do know if the charts sweep into this, I'm not going to be scared down here. This is going to be the area where I'm going to be grateful for, because I prepared ahead of time. We longed the bottom. Even if it came down here, we're still going to be up. You know what I mean? Like, we're still going to be up on our overall portfolio since August, September. Like, and we've taken profits. And this is just an area that I'm going to look to compound. So we entered. We were taking some profits up on the way up on some leverage plays. And then now if we get down again, we can put that back into the market. Like, you don't have to overtrade or trade a lot to make money in this market, which some people I still see overtrading. They're consistently in a new position every single day. And that's okay. If you want to be a day trader and stuff like that, that's fine. But I like to sleep at night. I like to just be able to consistently make money without having to always be 24/7 on the charts. But this is what I'm looking for. So high time frame. That's what we're looking at. That is on log scale, by the way. So if you guys want to look at it like on regular, it might look a little different. But if you're looking at this on log scale here, Total has just told a very great story just on the log scale. You have like this Ryzen wedge pattern here. And hold on, let me post the YouTube link over to X real quick, in case anybody else wants to join here. And then after this stream, when I end it for the Discord, if anybody wants anything charted of your own coins, I'll be taking requests in the Discord for only the Discord members. And if you haven't joined the Discord, there's a link in my Twitter bio to join. We're going to be a little bit more active here. I had some health issues in my family over the break, and the market's been a little choppy, so it was a nice little break for me, but we're going to be back. It's almost time. This is where we build our plan for the next leg, and then we're going to act on the plan. But, so here, this is what we're looking at. We have 2 gaps here on a weekly, too, so that's going to tell a little bit of a story. We had this initial breakout, but on log scale, this is what I'm looking for. And if we can come down into this, I think that would be ideal. I haven't really checked to see if there's been any harmonics on this yet. It looks like there could be one forming. We could be looking at something like this for maybe a bat pattern. And if we do form this bat, I mean, oh shit, that could look well too. I mean, this could also be a potential pattern that we're gonna have, and that would fill the daily fair value gap down here as well. So this is a level to keep in mind. 2.36 trillion. Maybe have an alert there. See if I can name the alert. Harmonic bat pattern on total. And if you guys have an Apple Watch, alerts are great, especially if you did get premium during the Thanksgiving Black Friday sale. They don't expire. You can put them on here, throw it on your Apple Watch, and a lot of my trades I can pre-plan with harmonics and throwing it on the Apple Watch, and it'll just ping my wrist when the trade hits and you title it. But that's just a little hack. But yeah, I mean, that looks good. This would be a full retrace of this, a retest, like a high time frame retest. Like if you look back at it and like say this is what you're looking at on total, and you have 1, 2, 3 touch points here. You have a bat pattern. You'd probably form a pretty nice divergence here. Yeah, I mean, think about this. This comes down into the oversold, and you guys already know once you break below that 40, I've explained it a few times. Once you break below the 40, you're in bear territory. It's like a football field. You'd be on whatever your favorite team's scoring line is. So this is the Bears. You break below that, that's where you see the biggest nukes. Yes, it can be oversold, but that is also where you see the biggest down candles. So if you look here, for example, on this one, when you broke below the 40, look at this, you had a giant move down, right? Quick. 25% in 4 days. So maybe that happens here, right? I mean, we have a bearish divergence formed. If you're looking at total, we do have a bearish divergence here. And you can see it in the price. And then if you look on your MACD, this is starting to roll over again. So we could see a push down. And ideally, if we do get a push down, we can form that bullish divergence with the harmonic completion. And then from there, you'd want to see this divergence, right? I need to draw a little bit better. I'm a little rusty here, huh? Can't even draw a straight line. Let's just do this. That'll solve it. So you want to see something like that. Obviously, this will be momentum down. Color it in for you so you can visualize it. Joking. But then you see the bullish divergence, and you'd have a higher low, right? So if this forms a higher low, and you have a price here, like that, and you're still filling the gap, and you're coming down, you're retesting the breakout, that would be go time. That would be where I would want to shove a lot of chips on the table because my risk to reward, the divergences are lining up, the harmonics are lining up. That would be great. And I'm not saying we have to do that, right? We could continue. 100% can continue. But if we break below this 40, That is going to be what I'm looking for. You know what I mean? Because we bounce from the 40 a lot. We bounce, 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 bounce. But if we start to break below this, that is what I'm looking for. That would be the next area of interest that we want to act on. Just on total, just looking at the total. Let me check chat too if anybody's saying anything. Okay. All right, so I mean that's total. I mean that's what I'm looking at. High time frame, obviously not much has changed with kind of what we're looking at here on this green box above. Like that's our target. We're looking at that. And yes, we can have many bear markets, weeks, months in between on our way up. And the more time we take this way, maybe we retest, the higher we can go because the higher this is. So maybe we get something like this, you know what I mean? But we're going to have a few months where we can make absolute life-changing money, in my opinion, with coins. And that's going to be a matter of time. You just got to be patient in the market. Time in the market. You will outperform majority of people by just having time in the market, buying when people are scared, right? Buying when people are scared. Buying when people are scared. This was right here again where I was harping, just fucking hold. Buy, hold, you'll be okay. Same thing. This was total 3, so this is everything but Bitcoin and Ethereum. And this chart, again, is on log scale. It's kind of been a fantastic guide because you have these just rising pennants that are telling a story. It's making it very simple. Like, you can just look at this on the log scale and break it down and high time frame, look at this and have a huge gauge. And this is where I said, like, we have like basically a cup and handle here almost, where we formed, we broke out. This is where I said buy. If you look up the last stream a few months ago, this is exactly what I'm talking about before we broke out. Now we're looking at this. We have a lower high. We do have a lower high at the moment. So if we're gonna weekly engulf this bearish, we could have a couple bearish weeks after. Oh wow, this old Gartley harmonic formed for this little pump that we had. I don't know if you guys remember this one I made a while ago. But if this does come down, it's nothing to be too worried about if you're positioned correctly, because we have a beautiful bat. Like, this harmonic is, this is where you shove on alts. You get this again. You get that one more time, and this completes, you shove. And it looks good. I mean, this, obviously it looks bearish, potentially. If we're going to start breaking below this, and we do start to break down, like I said, you guys know 642 billion. This is a great area. Look, you scroll left. You had resistance pretty much, support. You broke below this, you fucking nuked. And then resistance. You break down, you tap this one more time, maybe you wick into this gap, and you feel that. That is the area that you want to get long at on a support with a harmonic on a weekly level. I don't know if we come down that far. I don't. But I'm just saying this is stuff that you want to prepare for and be ready in case it does happen, in case something pops up. If not, we have our spot that we've been holding. We use leverage as a tool. We longed leverage at the lows here. We took profits on the way up. And now we're going to use some of those profits to buy more spot on the nuke, if we get the nuke. If not, we're going to hold our spot, and we're going to still look for narratives and opportunity in the market like we have with the meme coins last month and AI agents. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Give me about maybe a minute. Also, put some requests for charts in the chat if you want. I'll probably pick at least 5 of them. All right. Cool. We're getting some requests. We're still going to go through Bitcoin, Ethereum, probably Solana, and a few other coins before get into the requests. But if you have them, we'll go ahead and look at them. All right, cool. Let me just post this in one more spot. All right, cool. All right, let's look at Bitcoin. There's a few things here. Oh gosh, this is funny. It's an old chart here. Like I said, I haven't been paying too much attention to these higher caps the last few months as memes and everything have been fantastic. But I made this chart for one of my buddies saying first year beer. Did I say it on the left here? Oh gosh. I was like, first you'll be bearish here, then you'll be bearish here, then you'll be bearish here, and next you'll be bearish up here finally, right when it's time to actually be bearish. So yeah, let's go look at a naked chart. Let's get to this one. Let's do everything fresh here, right? Let's get off the log scale. Fucking amazing. This is amazing. Just look at this. It's the best performing asset of our generation. Look at that. It's just great to look back on. All right. So this doesn't look pretty, right? You're looking at a monthly time frame. It doesn't look the best here. I mean, this is not by any means super bullish. You're in undiscovered territory. Like, the candle does not look the best. But this can also just close higher, engulf maybe, and go higher on a monthly. But I personally do think we should tap into this. I would feel more comfortable longer term tapping into this area and going from here. No, I do not think we're going to go all the way down to election day level, which is down here. Oh, shit. I'm a little rusty. All the way down to election day area and tap that. Some people are calling for extremely low areas, but I mean, we've never been below election day price ever in history. So where we're at, right? It's right around here. There's every U.S. election, we've never dipped below that price ever again. I don't know if you guys know that, but if you go back and look on the chart, we haven't. So, can we retrace? Absolutely, right? Absolutely. But do I think we go all the way down? No. I'd be surprised. This would be interesting though. But it's been a long time already. Yeah, we're actually finding support above that. What's the divs look like? Daily, what's the weekly? I mean, that doesn't look the best there. I mean, that would make sense. Sorry, I'm just kind of thinking real quick. I haven't looked at these in a while either. I think we need to come down a little. I would really enjoy that. We're losing a lot of interest in MA levels for right now. Maybe February is going to be a good month for Bitcoin. Too far. Three eight. Too far. Bullish scenario. Not a good harmonic either. 120 is the level I was looking at. Be nice to sweep down too. And there's no daily order blocks here or anything. We got a weekly one here? Nothing. Just free falling below this. It's also previous all-time high down there. Oh wow, previous all-time high lines right up with that. Look, right with this weekly order block here. Perfect. You can't even see that. There's two lines on the screen. That would be a bid. Alright. Nothing where I'd really want to bid it. If anything, I'm not too ecstatic about Bitcoin at the moment. That's not something that I am looking at for trade. I just don't really see too much where I personally would take it. Maybe you guys do, but that's you. Dominance too. I mean, even dominance. We tapped a 618. So from the high, we tapped the 618 golden ratio right here, and we fell below the Ryzen wedge or pennant. So for this, I mean, this is the retest I was looking for alts. If anything, alts are going to be the play at the moment. It's what it looks like, at least. So Bitcoin dominance tells a story here too, for the meantime. Let's look at ETH. ETH BTC. Let's start there, because this is something I've been watching for a long time. And the 2-week chart really shows a good story here on this level that we're trying to reverse around. Filled all the gaps. Monthly gap got completely filled here. We are still falling below it. This I pinned down to this low. We might even want to go far enough as this entire range from here to here, from low to high. And you can actually see we bounced from the 786, their initial. Maybe we get the full 886 on ETH BTC. Maybe. And then you'd have more of a bat-like structure here. Versus the Gartley. That's within range. Plus or minus 5%, but still a little bit above, which, yeah. Which could happen, though. I mean, if that's the case, I mean, you'd want to see this sweep come, reclaim. On the reclaim, that would be a great area to maybe try to get into some leverage longs, especially on ETH BTC. Alright, let's look at ETH. Alright, so these were some of our trades that we took not too long ago. So we entered first down here. Log scale probably shows this better on a couple reasons why I took this. Exactly, so it tapped the trend again. We long down here, we had a 3.5 to 1 risk to reward ratio. Actually did run some of it higher. Pretty much out of this. I have about 20% of my original position left that I'm just going to swing, maybe compound if we dip down. But we had these double harmonics, so this trade completed. This was one of the last trades that I streamed a while ago. For a good move, we took it on, I think, I don't know, like 6x, 7x leverage. And it played out nicely. Let's go to a naked chart. These old levels are actually acting as support at the moment. Let's go to this one. The old bearish shark. We swept those highs nicely. SFP this high. I mean, there's definitely, it looks like a harmonic here on ETH. Potentially that could be forming if we come down. If we come down, we'd be looking at something like this. I mean, that could potentially be a Gartley. It could also drag it down to the 0.5 area. So let's just mark these two levels out. This was the Gartley completion. This would be the bat. And if you pinned it all the way down, somewhere around here, you could just stagger your bids. And let's look left. Let's get rid of this shark to bullish 5-0. Let's go to a weekly and see how this level lines up. Should be working now though, right? It died on me. Alright. So when we zoom out in the weekly, I mean these levels make sense, right? Just looking left. Monthly. It's pretty much right into that order block. This was a monthly level, monthly level, monthly level. Weekly, definitely. Where's your 5200 on a weekly? Above it. I mean it would make sense. If we get a huge retrace, those are where you bid. If we don't, we still know our targets. Where was this? What's going on here? Hold on. Oh, here it was. No, that wasn't it. Alright, so let's say we don't sweep this low first, right? And we hold. We'd be looking at this on ETH. Say we bounce from here on ETH. We'd have a Gartley to potential. Say Bitcoin cools down, alts start to go. These are going to be two of the potential bearish harmonics that would point upwards and give us two levels upwards, which also makes sense, right? Previous all-time high on this crab. On the Gartley, we have a level here. Say we put in this higher low here. This comes down, we recheck, this starts to curve. Those would be the higher levels, 3885, 4705. And if you were to take those, you would want to try to enter as low as you can here with the stops. But these below, if we do start to break below, you know, where we're probably going to be going below, which would be this level and this level. Preferably, if we were bullish, ideally 2700, as 2700 would be a pretty good level to watch out for. Fill the gap. Go. Lower time frame, we break below that. Break below this on the lower time frame, we'd be looking for the lower levels. Above this, we can remain bullish. Alts are what I'm really looking at the moment. Let's see what people requested. I'm going to start with one that I thought looked really well. So this one right now I think looks actually pretty good. We're type 2ing as we speak on Frog. So we had a 618, pretty much 0.5 almost. The 1618 I have measured down here, which we tapped perfectly. So that would be your PRC, right? So 786 is your Gartley completion, but then you want to see this B to D 1618, which would be within range, which is right here where we tap. So we tap, if you fib from here to here, that's how you would get this 1618 down here. And that's what that B to D ratio on the harmonic is, this 1618, 1618. So that is your potential reversal zone. You don't just have your D point at the 786 that's strict, you have a whole zone here. And this is where we wick into, but you want to see the candle closes usually above that 786. You want to see the wicks on the higher time frame maybe go into the PRZ. And then that's how you prepare for those. But I mean, I think this personally looks really, really good. So this is something I probably might bid right now. This is something I've been eyeing. And if we do go lower, I mean, I'd probably have to look on. The reason I didn't like this one is because this isn't in range technically, the B to D. But it did mark pretty much the exact low. This is pinned to the low. I mean, I think Frog looks really good at the moment. I'm going to have to look on Deck Screener later to have all of the history of this chart and look at it. But I do think this is one that looks pretty good at the moment. And this is a pretty easy area to de-risk if you need to, as long as you're not over leveraging. I mean, this could be an area that we're going to pump from. We have to look at Pepe too, because Pepe is like, I like Frog. It looks good. I think it looks good. We're going to look at Pepe because Pepe is going to be kind of a narrative lead here with the biggest frog on the market at the moment. As dumb as that sounds for anybody not investing into crypto. But if ETH does start to turn around, these are things I want to look at. And these were our Pepe levels that we had with the trade that we took a while ago. I mean, this completed, and we hit this level and this level. There's also a nice little harmonic bullish one that could be formed here on Pepe. It's on Coinbase now. But say we do retrace, like if the rest of the market does retrace, this would, it's a nasty little wick. Is that just on futures, guys, or is that on everything? Everything, okay. Could be looking for a shark even. So say we do fall. I mean, this is a level on Pepe that I'd probably want to bid. And if we hold, look at these ranges that we have. We'd be looking at like a bat to start. Kind of in the middle right now, you know what I mean? Like, these are areas where like maybe you try, if we get close here, like, you know, to get out. If we start breaking below that, and if we break below our next bids, we would be looking down in this area. But we're in the middle still. Like, there's nothing really too actionable. Especially on a daily, you're looking like you're curving down here. Your Stoke isn't pointing up. You're below the 50 at the moment. Still holding above the 40. Nothing super actionable. There's definitely levels that I would want to see where I want to take trades on this. You do have a potential bat harmonic here, which this could definitely play out. Something like that plays out. Bearish scenario, if it does become bearish there, I mean, this is something that I'd be looking at. High time frame, huge high time frame. This is high time frame as fuck. This would be take a long time to play out, but these areas would be the bid levels. But we're getting close to the point where you gotta shut off your brain. But that I'm still gonna keep notice of. We do have a potential Gartley down here, right? If that hits, we bid it. I'll probably set an alert here. So just fibbing low to high. You'd see we tap the 618. We're finding support above a 0.5 at the moment. We did sweep this. Pretty aggressive buyback candle here. I mean, this actually doesn't look terrible at all. You have a bunch of stops up here probably. You did sweep this too. Swept this high. Came down, swept this low. I mean, we could be going back up. Could be looking for more of like a mid-range into that 4-hour gap here too. So probably a push back up. Lower time frame. High time frame, we got our levels. See if this fits in the ratios with how it is just now by itself. Does, with the 1618 probably being right around the shark level. Yep. This 1618. It's the daily mid too. Breaker mid. Honestly, if we are gonna be bearish, I mean, I think we would probably sweep like this. But if we start to reclaim that level, then I would look for the push up again to take this out. And then down. A lower time frame, if I were gonna take a trade, I'd be looking for I'd have to look lower time frame, but probably along into this. That kind of actually lines up exactly where I was looking to enter. If we got a retest down there, what would be the ones or the 382 and 886 or 618 of this? That lines up right at the 0.5, right? That would probably be where I would want to get long, shave mostly out, maybe save some from here for low time frame trade. If I was looking at this, cut below 2.0. It's way down here though. I'd probably try to see if these are protected because we already swept. So this sweep is already good. If we can hold above. Just don't have too much faith in the daily divergences yet. I don't. Maybe this is more along what I would lower time frame. Because that would take you up into that area that we were looking at earlier. I personally like that better. If I'm leveraged straight in this. Look for that move up. Because on the daily, that's the important level. Yeah. 1414. Maybe a couple days here of up first. I'm seeing lower time frame. This will be an important area to watch. If it starts to flip, then we're going to go higher. Oh, dude, this could be setting up for a massive move. I could already see what this is potentially trying to do. I mean, Aptos isn't looking fucking terrible at all. I mean, if you're looking to DCA and Aptos, this is a fucking area where you would at least start. How's my baby Sui doing? Fucking no fucks. No fucks given by Sui. This thing's going 20 bucks easily. Absolutely zero fucks by Sui. It's probably one of my bigger bags now. It grew into one of my bigger bags. It was not, but now it is. God, this was so pretty. This fucking shark into just colossal move. Let's look at my Sui Soul chart. I don't know if you guys remember that. We went over that. Told the Discord to move some of the Solana over to Sui. And Ansem saying that the fucking Anthem's a good dude, but he's saying that the Sui Solana top was in. If you guys were in the Discord or paying attention, we know that it wasn't in yet. We're gonna hit the 0.032 at least before. And then from here, once we fill this weekly fair value gap over here, we complete the bearish harmonic. From there, we look for the bull 5-0. So we'll be looking for something like this to complete. We'll rotate back into Solana. We'll look for this retrace down here. And I think I'm on log scale, so it looks a little weird. Well, we'll look for a retrace back down to this level. I'll put it on regular so you guys can actually see it. So once this completes like this, this is going to be what we're going to look for to take all of our Sui. We'll rotate it back in Solana here. Unless it's super, super bearish for the market, then we'll just put it in the spot, and then we'll look for this retrace, and then we'll go back into Sui. And this will be a shark into a bullish 5-0 on a weekly time frame that we'll play. And the shark, it looks really good. We also have the weekly consequent encroachment here for the fair value gap, which is the midpoint that you're going to see right here, this little black line, where that lines up with the harmonic. And from there, we need that retrace back down. And sorry, I wasn't sure if my mic was on. And then we look for the 0.5. We can get this. We'll enter there. We'll fib wherever this high is going to be. Down. Want to hold above the 618, typically. So maybe you do come a little bit farther down. Maybe we tap this gap, fill this gap. But that's where you want to rotate back into Sui. We're in Sui now. Maybe we'll sell a good portion of it. Maybe move it back into Solana or something else. And then maybe Solana has its move, and then hopefully we can play that, right? Where we still have spot allocation to Sol and Sui. Sol being the lead in L1 at the moment, uh, and Sui being, I think, going to be the Solana of last cycle. And Sui's been one of the ones I've been harping on to. I have somebody in my Discord that literally changed their name to like Sui to 20 bucks or Sui to 50 bucks. I don't even know what he said. Let me see if I can find it. I forget what he put. But we have Sui to 25 bucks, we have Sol to 800 bucks, and we have Hype to $100. 3 people changed their name. But that's kind of what I'm looking at for just high time frame playing spot with Sui and Solana. I think they're both great holds for the cycles. Solana I've been on for a while. Sui, I think we entered around like 70, and then we really bought more around like the 86 cent, I think it was. And this is why I bought it. We had this weekly level on log scale that we closed above here, September. We rotated Solana into Sui. We kept some Solana to play memes and alts, but Sui's, we moved here. Now we were looking to sell it here, and it's almost completed. So far this has been good, if you guys stuck with me with the plan. And then we'll take it off. We'll see what we rotate to. It's one of the benefits of looking at this pair against another pair. You can see what's going to be better to hold. Like, obviously I'm super bullish on Solana still, overall, but Sui has been a better hold recently, and it has been, and nobody can tell you different, because looking at this chart, the last half a year, Sui has been outperforming Solana. So that's what we're looking at with Sui Solana. Anybody have any questions on that? Want me to explain anything? This is just my bags. I'm Solana, Sui. There's some of my larger bags. This is what I look at when I'm holding these spot positions, and kind of an analysis on how long I want to hold it, when I want to maybe swap it to something else, and just how I'm kind of allocating my higher time portfolio. And maybe it's some things that you guys can pick up on here that I'm doing that helps me navigate this shit. Because it's a fucking hectic place. There's thousands of tickers. There's a new fucking ticker every day that fucking 100x's, and people get FOMO. But sometimes you got to get back to these basics on. I mean, this has been a month, 2-month thing where I've swapped some Solana over to Sui, and it's played out great. But it's just patience. It really depends, Conky. I forget the exact percentage I moved over. I kept some to play on chain, obviously, with Solana, because that's where the volume is. I do think holding Sui and buying Sui early is going to be very lucrative by getting it under $1 in the future, because Solana's going to heat up. If everything with alts, we get this alt season again, Sui's going to have an on-chain heat up as well. And by buying cheap Sui, you're going to be able to expand down the risk curve on these altcoins and memes on Sui, where there's not going to be as much PvP. It's going to be, I think it'll be a lot more PvE, with new people exploring the chain, new liquidity coming onto the chain, and things like that. And maybe not as many tickers as Solana, where you're going to get lost in the sauce. You're going to maybe have probably some more dedicated dog coins, more dedicated cat coins, and just all these other things where you don't have to PvP as much, maybe a little more PvE as people are coming onto the chain and liquidity is flowing to it. And you can check DeFi Llama to check that and everything as well. But I want to hold liquidity in Sui so I can play on that for cheap by buying early. This is one I've also been looking at, Sui Send on Sui. Um, massive TVL on Sui. This one's looking good. It's actually shaping up pretty nicely. So if you guys haven't looked at this one, this is one to look at too. This could be a good play on Sui. I don't know if you guys remember. There was a few Sui plays that we had, Blub being one of them that we had a big play on. Oh gosh, what was that other one? I actually didn't buy it, but I know I shared the chart with somebody and they made a killing off of it. I just can't remember right now. I have to remove a Rickbot from our voice channel here. Jacob, so I saw your question about any other non-USD pairs you're keeping an eye on. Obviously, like ETH BTC and some other BTC pairs. Sorry, I was getting a call. But not specifically. I mean, Sol and Sui are two of my larger L1 spot holdings. So those are ones I've been personally keeping. Oh god. Hey, okay. My mic keeps fucking dying on me. It's plugged in too. I really need to get my desktop mic set back up. But no, I haven't been keeping an eye on too many others because I'm not in them at the moment, and I just haven't been paying attention. Sol and Sui are just two of the larger holdings I have that I want to pay attention to. So I don't know if that explains it. It's just where my portfolio is and what I'm holding. I still hold ALP as well, Tula. Down like... Okay, so let's look at some of these other ones. Let's look at Sol. I mean, this is something I've been looking at Sol on for a while. There's this bullish bat here at a 618, at a weekly order block. And that if that completes, you could get a 618, you could get a retest to support into a weekly order block for our move up to here. So ideally, I would like $170 Solana. Don't know if we get it, but if we do get it, that's where I'm going to add. And I look for our move up to 328 because I'm not really going to sell much Solana unless I move it into a different pair like I did with Sui. 328 is the target. But I would like to attempt to add more here with obviously a easy risk management. But we have this bearish harmonic, so we had a bearish crab here on Solana, which we're still under the effect. Final TP of that is our 618 area. So if we do go into that, that's where the TP area is. We have a 618 pullback with a bullish harmonic here into a weekly order block mid. That's the area that I think is going to be the golden area. So that's what I'm keeping an eye on. Just want to keep that one simple, right? Like, I have no plans on selling Solana at the moment. It's too much fun to play on chain with it. I do look to add down around 170. Keep it very simple for me. Okay, so now I'm going to start doing some requests. I mean, we could look over some of the trades that we had not too long ago and recently that have played out, but I'd rather look at some requests for you guys. And I can send high time frame harmonics if you guys want that I can just have and send to you guys. Like if you do want Like for example, here's one on Mog. Like this is a Gartley on Mog, high time frame. This plays out. That's an area you'd want to look to get long on a Mog. You take it down to the 1618. You mark that level out too in case it gets a wick down there. Right around here. Looks good left. You go to the weekly. Good level on the weekly. Monthly, probably the mid area of this. Yeah, the mid area is right in that level too. So, I mean, that looks good. Very, very simple on Mog. That's like an area that we'd want to add if we come down and sweep into that. And then from there, I think you'd probably be off to the races. Boom, boom. So we'll tag some alerts in here. Neffy, I try to play it, a few of them. Like, if you're in the Discord, I'm in the meme channel a pretty decent amount. There's a few that I've been in for a while, like Alpha and a few of these other ones that have been doing pretty well. So Mog, very simple on Mog. Let's scroll back up and look at some of the requests. Link, ooh, that's a good one. So that was one that we've been in, right? Like we took this trade on Link. These were our TPs. We had one here. I didn't get the rest of it off. I still think it's going to tag sooner or later, but our entry was down here around 10 bucks. Still have a portion of this trade open. What I think could happen next, I mean, what did we come up and tag? Oh god, hold on. What are we looking at here? Chainlink's one of my babies, right? Like many of you guys know me. I was a big Chainlink guy back in this area. Tagged to 0.5 area. So I mean, we could be looking for a C retrace if we're gonna come down, and then that'll give us targets for our move up to an 886 around 47 bucks. And we have taken some off. I still have on. We're gonna look to compound if we do get a retrace. Lower time frame. Let's go to a daily. Probably a harmonic here. Let's look at it like this actually. We come all the way down here. I mean that's a pretty steep drop, but never rule it out. I'll set an alert. Sometimes you never think these are going to play out, right? Like here. Like when we had this B point and this harmonic, like sometimes people were just thinking, oh, we're going to sweep this, we're going to go all the way back up, and we're just going to go up forever. I mean, this could play out, right? And how big of a retrace is this? It's a 707, so 707 is important, right? Because you have a 0.5 here. Here's a 0.5. If you have your calculator, take the square root of 0.5. If you take the square root of 0.5, you're going to get 707. So the numbers work out in this, and that's exactly right where the bat completes. So I mean, right? That would be a good area. Like if you're looking for a good spot trade. I mean, shit. Even if you do something like this, I mean that's fantastic, dude. If you're just in spot, I mean, even if you fucking, it's a 4-to-1. If you put a stop all the way down below there, it's 3-to-1 here, 6-to-1. I mean, and you don't have to keep your stop that low, obviously, but like the risk to reward here is huge. You have a lot of things lining up there too. These were the equal highs that we had over here that we swept into that 0.5 that I thought was going to be a good target. And we tapped into this. I think there was a weekly FBG here too that we tapped into. Yep. Right in the midpoint. Boom. This level here, this top one I had, that was the 1618 of the Gartley. So from here to here, this was the 1618 area. And I front ran it just a smidge. Probably should have TP'd all of it here, but I left a small bit. But I want to add back. So if we do get that sweep on total, things do come down. That's the level. The alerts are set. That could be, it could play like that. I'm talking to in Discord. I know you posted this Solana chart. It could happen, right? Like that, it could happen, but ideally that 618 is a bid. And for me being in spot between 170 bucks to 142 bucks, that's not going to make me sell. That was a idea that was given a while ago, I think. Before the new year, that could play out. Just to give you guys a warning that it looks choppy, right? Like it looks like we're gonna chop around for a little bit. Yeah, December 26th. What Binance? Oh, here it is, right? So this was an idea that I posted December 26th, I think, in the Discord, like right here. And I mean, so far it's played pretty well, right? I mean, we have chopped around. We did have this move up. Almost the CU I had like pinned right there. So yeah, we could come down again. I mean, I think we tapped this 618, and it could take a while to play out. Like you could come tap this again, go up again, and then come down. But I do think it's a little choppy situation. It's why I moved. I thought Sui looked better, and why I moved my Sui into Sol, or from Sol to Sui. It's been a chop fest on Solana. Yeah, pump fund, fucking taking all the fucking money out of the chain. Solana is a bullish asset. It has been the number one of the best performing L1s. You have all the liquidity on the chain right now. Pump fund is taking a lot out right now, and people are trading these memes, and they are using pump fund a fuck ton right now. So you do have a lot of sell pressure from that. But you can't take away the fact that Solana is one of the better L1s at the moment. But it does look a little choppy here. I mean, we have put in a higher low here. But, I mean, at this moment, we put a lower low in higher time frame. So this could come down. Could be looking at a move down. Just nothing actionable for me now. I'd rather just hold the Solana and play the memes. And if we come back down, I am bidding the 170 level. If we go to the 142, if I have extra money aside, maybe I'll probably add there too at that daily fair value gap at the 786. But for 328 bucks, which I think is the target, if I'm adding here, oh shit. It's a big move, and yeah, I could wait and see, but it's 30% more, 35%. But me being in spot, for leverage, I'd really have to see a solidified bottom. I'd have to see kind of how sentiment feels and everything. Just kind of how I did in August, September, where I'm like, all right, yeah, just balls to the wall. Let's do it. And I am still in a leverage position. Hold on, I don't even know where I'm in from. Like I said, I have taken some of this off with this. This was the bearish crab that we had. I'm still in from 134 here. And maybe I'll round trip some of it, right? But I don't have a lot of the position still open. But I'll just compound, I'll add back in when the time feels right. Right now, I don't see anything that's like screaming at me to add to leverage. Maybe if you're day trading, right? Like I've been swing trading. It's been a lot better. I've been making way more money, way more consistent. Can sleep at night. And personally, I would like to see to add here and here if on my leverage. If I'm going to add, those are the two levels where my liquidation's still going to be way down here on an isolated trade. And on Sol BTC, this was I know it's a lot, right? I can break down this for you again. It's a lot to look at, a lot of harmonics. If you don't understand harmonics, it's going to be a lot to look at, but let me break it down. So we had the original bullish bat on Sol BTC. This was the area where Bitcoin, or Solana basically bottomed versus Bitcoin. We did come up to a 618. So from here, from the high to the low, we had a 618. So this is where this B is pinned. This 618 comes from this B point here. So we did hit the 618. That's where the Bitcoin dominance level just hit. That I was saying, okay, maybe it's time for some alts to outperform. But it also happened to Sol. Sol's been the lead in one. It's been outperforming. This happened this was in March. And we just broke below this. And we're back testing this as kind of a resistance here almost. And we have equal lows here on a weekly on Sol BTC. I want, like I said, that's why I'm not adding to Solana yet. Like, I would like to see Solana come down before I want to add. Like that 170, the 142 level, whatever it was that I posted. If we sweep these equal lows on Sol BTC, the same time those levels are hidden into this weekly order block that we had here, maybe the 618.5 pullback that we have, I would have to fib this. Yeah, so our 0.5 is right here. That might be the level I have marked out. Yeah, because I have this marked out from we had a bearish shark here. And I have it pinned from this high. So if we do hit the bearish shark into the bullish 5.0, I would want to at least sweep into this 0.5. That would activate our bullish 5.0. You want to keep your stop loss below the 618. That's below the weekly order block. That would sweep these lows here. And that would, for me, that's a lot of things, a lot of confluence all at once. At that same time, if this comes down, you probably completely reset your RSI. You get one more sweep down. RSI will probably look good on a weekly. You get a bullish bat completed on RSI. $886. And then that probably all lines up at the same time where I have more confidence, where I'm like, okay, let's do it. And if that hits the same time we're at the 170, then that might be the sign. If it hits the same time we're at 142, that might be the sign where I'm like, okay, it's time to leverage. I have all these things lining up at the same time. House sentiment. Are people bearish as shit right now? Am I doing what the pack isn't? That might be when it's time. And we also have a back test here. This is not an area where I want to add more risk into Solana at the moment. I already have Solana. I already have a leverage trade open from the low. I don't want to increase my risk appetite here. I'd prefer to increase it at this level where I have all my confluence lining up. Say, this one has been one I've been watching. We had the bullish shark. Oh shit. Whoops. We had the bearish 50.5. So from there, target, you come back down. From there, hopefully we put in that C leg of this one. For our move up. We're getting very close to that level where I think I'm going to say it's time for say. And some of these other L1s. Maybe we sweep this, like that would be good, right? Like if we took out anybody that long from here, and that's cheap. That's cheap in the grand scheme of things. There's only been, it's a newer L1, maybe 4 months of its existence. It's been lower than that price where you could have accumulated. Lower time frame, we can check. I personally like that. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, so maybe we come down. 1414 is down here. I would like to sweep. But I gotta see everything else line up. Maybe we type 2 this. It already did. I would have a lot of confidence on this. If we swept this, I would be ideal for me, but we don't have to. I mean, if we hold a higher low here, because you got to look at market structure too, right? I do think, like I said on total, things can come down, but I mean, market structure is still up. But we are failing to hold trend. Right at the 200 on the daily. Where's the weekly at? Maybe one more leg down on that. If we get one more leg down, I'd be pretty interested. But we saw the butterfly that could act here. It's also, I think this was a kind of a bad, yeah. We did tap the 886 on that too. What's the Bitcoin pair look like? I just think it's another L1 that I think will do pretty well. We are most likely going to get an L1 rotation. I have been watching this Bitcoin pair with say Bitcoin, and we're accumulating down around the PRC. Obviously dip below it a little bit here. I believe if we sweep below this and everything else, like one more dip, and then we reclaim. That would look healthier on the daily for me. We do have a butterfly here, so this might take some time. I do want to set an alert on this, because this would be a time when Say probably outperforms. And I bet you this level here, I'm just pre-thinking on what I would do here. I bet you this level, this is around a 382 from here. Close, 236, but. I mean, that looks good on a Bitcoin pair. Gives you something to look at. You got a butterfly. Patience now. We come down and sweep into this. We get one more pull down. That is the best risk that you could ask for on a Bitcoin pair, as price will have been so low on that. And if Bitcoin dominance starts to fall and we get all L1 narrative, this is it, man. Say's fast as shit. You get normies pile in. And then you'd start looking at plays on Say once that starts to hit. Run Say, and then you can start looking at like last time Say ran up, we had Sailor and some of these other things that maybe they'll be so fucking cheap again that you can just throw like $1,000 into it and fucking have it run 10, 20x. Last time Say went crazy, Sailor went fucking crazy after. And that's what we did. We found plays on chain. I'm not saying Sailor. Maybe they have some new protocol or something that's got a lot of TVL, like a DEX or some type of coin on Say. And the way you would play it is watch for Say to move. You have this level right here that has been a pretty significant level that has been lost. Maybe we come all the way down. Maybe you even throw like a little bit of money into it, right? Like it's so cheap. And you just forget about it. And you can buy a lot of coins for a little bit. And then Say starts to pop off, and then your little bit of money turns into a lot of money with low risk. me see if anybody said anything. What's up, Jeremiah? Long time no see, man. Hope you've been well. It's recorded too, so it'll be posted on YouTube. About an hour and a half so far. Somebody said, bro, your Pepe setup just hit zero drawdown at all. What were we looking at it on? Fuck. Oh yeah, right here. It was literally like right here. Should really be on the daily for this. Fuck. Nah, that one doesn't really matter. Oh, that's why my fucking cord wasn't plugged in for my headset. I was wondering why it kept fucking dying while I was charging it. But yeah, I mean, that's what I was looking for. The 1618 of this. Into this like 15-minute FVG. But I'd prefer to enter right here at the top. Right around here, front run it. Just a smidge. Leave some if you need. But as long as you're not over leveraging and you got plenty of room on your trade, like, you're not stressed. I'd rather be less stressed, not throw a lot on a trade, and make money than be over leveraged, stressed, at risk of stopping out, and losing a lot of money. And maybe missing the trade because you're over leveraged and then your emotions play into the trade and a bunch of other shit. We probably tap the 3414 if I pen this to here. Yeah, but I think you could run this up. I think lower time frame. All these highs willing to be taken out, and since somebody was in this trade that took it just from the stream, I mean, there's probably a butterfly here. Or if you're looking this level, if you're looking for a scalp, I mean, say that it could come down farther, right? I would keep the stop below this, but this would be a good level, 1877, with the low time frame harmonic there, just so you're aware of it. Bearish one. 2414 is the max, so it's very close. So maybe front run the TP here at 187. Which, let's see if this lines up. Yeah, that's right by the 382, right? So you have that low time frame bearish harmonic right at a 382 level. Which would be your first TP of this harmonic? Alright, what did you guys want to look at? Let me make sure I'm not I'm gonna log off here soon, but let me make sure I look at some of your guys' things. Tau. Somebody wanted to look at Tau. I have to look on the MEXC chart. I haven't looked at this in a while. Look at that. I think I posted it back here, but we did move up. Maybe not all the way. Now we might actually be. Is this an 886? No. We actually didn't get that top. Alright, let's look at this again. Because this is what I was looking at, like higher time frame. Something like this. A nice pullback. I just kind of drew this back here on what I would think would happen in the future. We're chopping around a little more, but I mean, we filled that perfect. Ooh. I know what people are looking at here, if they're bearish. Looking at this head and shoulders pattern, which could happen. I don't know if it will. That'd be a fucking massive nuke. It'd be down to my fucking first entry. But a lot of times these head and shoulders, if we're in a bull market, they will fail, and we'd form some type of divergence. Weekly is looking like it's starting to curl back up on the Stoke. We're above the 50. We're right at the 50. I mean, if it holds, this could be a failed, because we haven't broke down, right? We haven't broke down past this. And we could just be looking for a move up from it. The 1618 I have pinned up here. It is. Okay. Lower time frame, if it holds. You have a bat. That's saying if we hold this level. I would have liked for it to sweep, but it didn't. That's fine. Still holding a decent level. We filled the weekly mid. Also come down into a shark. This will still be the fucking level. 706, 705 is going to be a next important level if you're trading. One, two, 7, 2. That would probably be 1.13 for a shark. Also be around your TP2 for this crab. I don't know, man. Like, it's hard to tell with some of these on if we're going to get one more sweep. But if you're in spot, I mean, it's not terrible. But if we do sweep one more time, this area and this cluster around this support that you just looking left, you keep it really simple. Resistance, support, support, resistance, resistance. Come back down to it one more time and we hold it. You have a couple things lining up here. You also have a potential Gartley where we're at now. Kind of went way lower than expected on it already though. But we're getting into the area where, I mean, this is close to where I think we get a bounce. And say if it does go down one more time, I mean, we're still looking at this. This is the next. We'll have to see. Higher time frame from this low. I think we had a shark here, if I remember correctly. Yeah. .13 shark, 886. Bounced around the .5. I mean, wouldn't it be funny if it's an AI coin and it bounces off of pi, 618 golden Fibonacci ratio, and then you also have 314, which is 3.14 pi, and it's AI, computer, fucking algorithmic. It makes so much sense. I mean, you're above previous all-time high right now. And you got a Gartley, dude. Oh, shit. MicroStrategy has a fucking beautiful Gartley. Wow. I wish I would have saw this one earlier. Wow, that would have been a fucking fantastic trade. Tap the 618 or 382, perfect. Wow, look at that. God, this harmonics are mind blowing. Like, look, you have the Gartley. This would have been your entry. 382 first TP area. Come back down a little. You filled the gap here. Maybe you type to it, and then you go again. I mean, this is what you'd be looking at, right? 1, 2, 3. Pretty much retapping a trend. I mean, this looks good. What was the day hype came out again?
So for like a full hype chart, you'd want to check deck screener. No central exchange has the full hype.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, just go deck screener.
Yeah, I'm only sharing TradingView at the moment. I'll do it later in the Discord. Here, I'll just pull it up on a separate screen for myself real quick and check. It opened at like $2 or some shit, right? I mean, hype looks bullish, bro. Hype looks insanely good. The only thing that I would maybe... I mean, I would love to get it there, but I really doubt we would. I don't know, I think it looks good. I mean, that's a good looking chart. I think I'm on the 4-hour. I'll check the daily. Yeah, I mean, you filled the FVG there. I mean, the only other place, like 1470, if we got that, I'd probably bid that. That's the 618 pullback. I actually don't have any allocation to hype at the moment. I should. I should have been in earlier as soon as it came out, but I mean, it doesn't look bad. It looks pretty good. And this was the FVG I was talking about from here to here. So this level here, he actually came down and filled that. Only other area where, like, if we came down to the 618, 1470, there's another FVG here. And right by the order block, that I think this could be a good bid area. We'll have to see if we get a pullback on it. There was like one or two other that you guys wanted me to look at. I can take a quick look at them. But I'm going to hop off. It's been about a 2-hour stream. We're getting back to it. If you guys want to support the stream, I just put it on YouTube. There's a little tip jar that I have. Sooner or later, I'll be doing chart requests. Probably kind of how Mitch Ray does it. Where it's like, I don't know. I think he does like $20 for a ticker. I'm not going to be doing that much. I don't even know if I got it set up right, to be honest. So. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, I'm going to be doing more. I'm going to be more active in the market again. I think it's time. Got a couple things that we're looking at, high time frame that I showed you guys that we'll look at. And we'll keep going. There's a lot of things that you guys still can learn, stuff that I can always still learn. There's more tickers that you guys can bring to my attention. Hopefully some setups I can bring to yours and stuff like that as well. And it's a group effort, you know what I mean? Like, I'll go over what I've learned through TA, and you guys show me what you're looking at, some tickers. If there's anything interesting that you're seeing, let me know. And hopefully we guys can catch some things together the remainder of the cycle. But thanks a lot, everyone.